The following morning, as the team assembled for breakfast, dark clouds had departed and a gorgeous blue sky greeted us as the sun rose. It looked like clear skies at last, and I was very excited about the day ahead. I was to fish with Joern and Wesley as our guide. We are old friends, and I knew the day would be filled with harsh banter and laughs. Way for the morning commute. Lovely pod of dolphin.
Definitely Jeets.
Not long after we arrived on the flat, Joern spotted a fish cruising on the back of a ray.
Oh, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes! Yes!
There you are, stand your gun, stand your gun.
Nice one, Joern. Yes! Oh, look at that fish. Fantastic. Grunting.
There really is nothing quite like watching a GT tear off a ray and smash a fly in skinny water. A short while later, I too got a shot at another fish, but sadly, I fell over backwards and managed to hook a marauding bluefin instead.
Oh, that was funny. Man, that's a nice bluefin, actually.
A little while later, Wesley took us right down to the edge of the atoll, where we would have a shot at maybe some big guys on the bottom of the low tide.
Shall I just walk just to that little point there? So we are right at the bottom of the low tide on the spring tide. So this means we can get much further out than we would do normally, which gives us access to the ocean side, which means hopefully we can pick up some of the big ocean going fish. It's going to be fast and furious as we get pushed off this.
Round the corner I found a massive fish sat on a coral bommy. As I commenced the first strip, the fish charged with absolutely no hesitation. All I saw was massive maws chomping out of the water before it turned sideways. The power was unbelievable. Thankfully, Wesley threw me in the boat physically and we gave chase.
It's just holding in this hole.
I freely admit, at this point I was beginning to panic somewhat.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Ja, you beaut!
Oh. Oh, what an eat though. Oh my good God. Thank you, Wesley. That was very nicely schooled.
For many years I've been trying to hit a GT over 1 metre, and this one hit the tape at 104. My biggest GT to date, and I have to say I was absolutely ecstatic.
Yeah! Wading up onto the store bridges. Nearly swimming, not quite. See if I can get on this front line of ridge. And look in the waves and see if there's fish coming down the inside. Get the gun loaded. Let's put my little finger on the reel there. Just stops the overrun while I pull the line off, tighten the drag, get one out, strip it back in, and I'm ready to go. So as the tide begins to push, We're looking in all these holes. As it comes in off the surf line, fish will shoot down in here, they'll take up some stations, but they're trying to get up onto the flats as the tides begin to push hard. But quite often you'll find them lurking in the holes, waiting to intercept unsuspecting prey. Stingray is half buried in the sand down there. He's moving away. Yeah! Oh! Spotted a good fish. Yes! Yeah, there's another one there. Straight at the end of my line. Whoa! Hey! Shower. Oh, that was awesome. Thanks, bud. Yeah. Thank you very much. And goodbye.
It's going to be a lot of fish moving through here.
Come wading, Wesley said. Fucking hell, he's like a foot taller than me. Okay, I'm swimming now. Is it getting shallower yet, Wes? You lying bastard. I remember being on the coral head last time with Peter. And you guys did the long wade out along the ridgeline, and I stayed behind to drink coffee. And then just casually turned around and caught a fish out of the hole behind me. And then went back to drinking coffee and chatting. So this is one of the most special kinds of GT fishing that there is. Fishing the push on the outside edge in the surf line. So I'm wading down this slightly shallower edge right on the front lines, looking into the outside and looking into the waves and trying to see fish riding up in the waves. And it is spectacularly beautiful. So we just got to keep going, try and stay on high ground to get better visibility and work my way down the storm ridge, and then hopefully Wesley will come and rescue me with the boat by the time it gets to depth. So the main reason you find GTs in these areas is firstly the water is very turbulent, which knocks all the bait fish off balance. That allows them to, because they're such incredibly powerful swimmers, it means that they can smash them without their having any ability to defend themselves or hide. So these fish are on the ocean, waiting to get up onto the flats where the feeding grounds are much richer. This is their first entry point, so they have to wait for the tide to get to a certain level before they can come piling onto the flats to feed. But it also means we need to keep an eye on these pots as well, because these fish will slide over the edge and then take up station before moving up. So you've got to keep your wits about you, because there's other things which are cruising around out here as well, especially in the surf line as the water gets deeper. It's a pretty exciting place to be hunting GTs. especially if you see them riding down the inside of a wave. There really is very little which can compare with that. Yep, one just came riding in and just smashed the fly. Oh, he's off. This huge pack of bluefins. And spooked. Well, that was pretty lively. Damn thing took right at my feet. Oh well, on to the next. Some really big bluefins amongst that lot. A GT surfed down the inside of this wave up here. So I'm going to try and get the fly over the top. He was somewhere at the back. Don't know where he went. Just caught a glimpse of him in the wave as it came up. Nobody home. Wonder which direction he went in. The other thing I should mention about waves is you normally get 7 small waves and 3 big ones. And when you're standing in the surf line, the best thing you can do is turn sideways on, create a smaller profile, and then bounce at the same time as the wave comes through as they get bigger. This will prevent you being knocked off your feet and will also keep you vaguely dry. 2 things which are quite an advantage, otherwise you can't see anything out here at all. So always just try and find a nice high area of coral as the tide comes in. Make sure you don't get trapped. Obviously I have my rescue party coming to get me. And here come the bigger sets. Bounce. Just keep looking over the back of the wave in the flat spot where the foam is. Sometimes you just got to stake it out and wait. Beautiful, nice.
Yeah, go. Drip. Longer caught, Jen, longer caught. Go for it.
Where are they? In the dark.
Oh, there they go. Bluefin got him.
Well, what a shame.
Good that size.
It's a nice bluefin. Hold on, Jan. God, they are very strong for their size, aren't they?
Pound for pound, these things will put a GT to shame.
Yeah.
A full drag. Yeah.
They're just so beautiful too. That's a really nice bluefin. Oh! Released. Raised. You know you've got a hardcore guide when he gets out of the back of the boat and swims you towards the fish. Well on, Wes. Come on, get a tail. Don't fluff the shot, Jan. Wait. Oh, come on! Eat it!
He looked at it.
He looked at it.
Sadly, he didn't come again. Once more, time was against us, so we finished this incredible day with a cold sabre on our hands. It was a day that will forever be baked into my memory banks. But it wasn't quite over, just yet. That night, under a blood-red moon, it was time for Jack to have his rite of passage and hook one of the big bull sharks that tend to hang around the back of the boat. The agricultural gear was prepared and music and beers taken to the back of the boat. After a short while, Jack hooked a monster. The big multiplier reel screamed and Jack discovered what it's like to be attached to a 450-pound bull shark. Sadly, after a short while of back-breaking endeavour, the shark bit through the steel trace and released him. He was not keen to have another go.